Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Wrestling Therapy. The chair has been filled. And this time, the chair has been filled by my friend, Mr. 151. Sir, hello.
What is going on, man? You know I love talking about wrestling. I love being in E-Feds. And SummerSlam's right around the corner. I can't wait to have this conversation.
Yes, would you like to tell a little bit about yourself? I know you're a podcaster and a photographer.
Um,
You know, you got
but
a podcast to
um,
the bell. Not the bell,
no,
the bar, excuse me.
yeah, at the bar podcast. Um, I do photography. I'm also a published photographer. My work has been published at least 3 times. So I'm very proud of that. I do commercials. I do rap videos. So I'm a videographer, not just a photographer. Um, Comic book guy and wrestling guy.
Yeah.
You know, got a little collection of action figures and stuff that I keep hidden from all my nieces and nephews.
What's some of the action figures you got?
Um, I actually have a Unicron. I have Unicron. I have I have an Angel Spawn, I believe. I think I got Spawn as Santa Claus. Uh, I have all types of Marvel. I have the Grey Hulk. Um, I think I have the original Iron Man one in his very first suit. I have War Machine. I have Black Panther. I have Luke Cage, aka Power Man, in the blue and yellow stuff. I got Iron Fist. Got a rack of shit.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I got a few too. Some wrestling memorabilia I love. I think my favorite is probably that team belt that I got. That's probably my favorite.
Oh, you know what my favorite belt is.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one too. That's another one I'd like to have. But
Um,
go ahead.
I also got a couple wrestling figures and a couple other things. I have a Dale Earnhardt figure,
That's random.
and believe it or not, I think I have someone gave it to me. I don't know how they found it, but I have a fabulous Moolah wrestling figure.
Fabulous Bullet. That's probably worth something online.
Yeah, she's a mean lady though.
Yeah, but
Check her stuff.
she was a tough
Check
one.
out her. I think her shit was on Dark Side of the Ring. Check her mean ass lady. She screwed a lot of people. That's why they had to change. Like they kept the Mae Young Classic, but they were going to change. I think one of these pay per views to like under Moolah, but it was like so much controversy because she screwed a lot of people.
Yeah, recently we had a person who did the who was known for that type thing, and that leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. It's just kind of like hard to support.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and she did it for years. Like even if she trained you, no matter what territory you were in, like she was taking a percentage of your money. And at one point, she was the only game in town.
Hey, you know what? It's just like some people out here. They'll any way to make a buck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fortunately, it is what it is. But
So we can't start this off without because we just lost Hulk Hogan. Um, I'm not a fan of Hulk Hogan.
okay,
Do I understand what he did to the for the business and making it mainstream? Yes. Um, he said some racist remarks. Yes. Um, I felt his apology was kind of weak. But I'm not going to speak ill about the dead. I do appreciate what he did for the business, but when people were like texting me and stuff like that, I was like, I didn't feel any type of emotion because I had lost emotion for it a while ago because that was probably one of the biggest disappointments. However, I did watch. If you ever get a chance, Buddha Beefcake story on Dark Side of the Ring, talking about stuff because they were actually real friends in real life, and then they also did a Dark Side of the Ring on Hogan, which was actually pretty good. And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Hey, look, you're allowed to talk about whatever you feel like
Mhm.
when you're in the chair. It's all good. I
Mhm.
had somebody
So
on
we'll leave it at that.
yesterday.
And
I get it. I get it. Hogan was a popular figure, but he also tainted his career.
he did, and he played the politic game.
Yeah,
Um, you know, and for black wrestlers coming up, um, that's always a hard thing to do. I remember Kamala once said, he said, "I hope you got paid because uh, I sure did." And a lot of guys that made Hogan look that helped make the Hulk Hogan thing, ended up dying broke.
and that's sad.
You
But
know,
we have a our first two-night Summer Slam coming up in New Jersey, where the what's that football team? The Jets.
um,
Yeah, where the Jets
the
play.
the 4-time Super Bowl champions, the Giants play at.
Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. East Rutherford, New Jersey. Um, I'm gonna let you choose which match we start off with. Actually, no, screw it.
Uh,
Hold on. Which match are you least interested in? We'll start with that.
um, let me try to remember the card again. Who do we have?
You got Jade and Tiffany for the WWE Women's Championship.
There you go, right there.
Figured.
um, this match should be the crowning of Jade Cargill. The only problem, I really like Jade Cargill. I think she has a great look. However, my personal opinion, she should have went to NXT. Sometimes her pump kicks are missing. I think it's having the look, but to complete the package, I don't think they ever really. I don't think AEW ever completed the package, and I don't think WWE completed the package. Like it baffles me to have Ricky Starks and Ethan Page in NXT, and we didn't get Jay Cargill in NXT. And these guys have been experienced for years. Ricky Starks was in. Well, I first saw him in the NWA. Then he went to AEW. Ethan Page, he did great work as the North with Josh Alexander and TNA. Great tag team, seasoned guys. Um, I just don't see how do we put these guys that are been on TV and can adapt to the WWE way, and then put her because I think it was a disservice to her. Great pairing with her and Bianca, but just imagine her and Bianca 2 years from now when she's seasoned.
Yeah. Another guest that had Shaw. Shout out to Shaw. I know she just had surgery. Hope she's doing well. She said the same thing. She also believed that Jade should go to NXT. I don't disagree with that. I think NXT would have done wonders for her in ring and perception wise.
Yes.
Because a lot of people's perception is like, okay, they put her on the main roster. She should be ready to go. Like, there shouldn't be any issue.
I mean, look at what we got. We got Julia coming out of NXT, Stephanie Verkeer coming out of NXT. Like, they put Jordan Grace, who really could have just went to the main roster.
Agreed.
Um, Mariah May, I could see her being in NXT, but granted, she main evented their biggest competitor, and she held the women's title, the one that was above the TBS title.
True.
Something that you know she never did. So I think that my personal thing is that she probably should have went to NXT.
Okay. Who do you have coming out victorious? The Queen of the Ring or Tiffy Time?
I think Tiffy time is over. I think Tiffy time is over.
Why?
Um, I think that it's been a good experiment. But now she's getting a little stale. Um, the only problem is when you gave Julia the U.S. title, uh, Charlotte, which I like, is in the tag team thing with Alexa Bliss. I love as much as I love Nia Jax. Like, who do we have to face the champion after this match? You know, we really can't. We should not go into Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair right away. That should be a WrestleMania match. So, who do we have? We have the Poison Pixie. Okay, she's gonna get slaughtered. Who else do we have? We got Nikki Cross, Sister Abigail. You know, Selena Vega. Her and Julia are fighting.
Uh,
So, we gonna give me me? We gonna give me Mia Yin? I don't. I mean, as much as I like Mia Yin, I don't. I don't believe that she hasn't even got the U.S. title, so I don't think she's ready to be a champion.
got B-Fab, yeah.
Yeah, B Fab. It sounds like a bad rapper.
So you're going Tiffany.
So I just think that, and I'm going Jade, but I just don't. Even if either one of them coming out, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of competition. Hopefully, they'll do a draft after what's name, and they'll start switching some people around.
Yeah,
Uh,
the women's SmackDown roster, it's like you have Charlotte, Alexa, Julia, and it starts to begin a like, Zelina Vega, and then it starts to like drop off.
yeah, I mean,
But if you look
and
at
even with yeah, I mean, well, when they lost Bailey and they sent Bailey to Raw, uh, that was a gem. Bailey's a gem, one of the most underrated persons out there.
Raw,
She's a gem. Um, but they don't have any middle ground. Like the title picture for the last couple of months has been Nia Jackson Charlotte versus Tiffany. Like we done seen that match so much in my sleep. Like so many times I mean we done seen it in my sleep. Like, oh my God, when it comes on, I'm turning, I'm going to the store. I just don't want to see that. I don't want to see Jade versus Nia Jax or Charlotte because we've seen both of Jade and Charlotte in the title picture too much. You know, we haven't built a worthy contender up for neither one of these ladies.
I don't disagree with that at all. Speaking of
You know, maybe it's a call up. I don't know.
call ups, it's going to have to be a few.
Yeah,
There's definitely going to have to be at least two or three, at least.
yeah,
Maybe a Jordan Grace, Lash Legend, bring her up. Um,
definitely.
you could bring up Fallon Henley or all of Toxic Attraction if you wanted to. That'll
Yeah,
that'll help. But anyway, okay. So your final pick is Jay. Okay.
yeah.
Next we have the women's tag team title match. We have Roxanne and Raquel, the Judgment Day, against the Queen, Charlotte Flair, woo, and
Boo.
Alexa Bliss.
I like this match actually. I think this match is going to be fun. Um, I think Judgment Day is going to win. However, I would say I wouldn't mind Alexa and Charlotte as tag team champions.
Why do you think Judgment
You
Day is
know,
going to win?
but I think Judgment Day is going to win.
Why do you think that?
Because they just lost on Raw.
Okay. See, now I will say this. The only thing I will say about Charlotte is I think pairing her with Alexa helped perception of
It
Charlotte
did a lot.
because when a lot of people, they look at Charlotte, it's like they see her as a bitter old ice queen. I'm not saying she's old. I'm just saying they look at her like, oh, she's an ice queen. She don't give a shit about nothing. She ain't got no emotion. But that whole thing with Tiffany and the interview she did afterwards, and then her pairing up with Alexa, it gave her a human side.
Well, think about it like this: your father is literally the greatest wrestler on the planet. And you no matter how much you tried, you've walked in his shadow. This is a reason why Michael Jordan's sons probably didn't play basketball. Because how to be compared to that and to be as equally as good as that is a lot of pressure. And she deals with that on a daily basis because she's a flair. There's a reason why other people kids they don't wrestle, or when they do wrestle, they don't use their parents' last name because it's a lot. You know, Mr. Perfect Son,
Oh yeah, Curtis Axel. Yeah, he went back.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah,
Like, that's a lot to live up to because Mr. Perfect was one of my favorite wrestlers. Former AEW champion, AWA champion, I'm sorry, and Intercontinental champion. The Perfect Plex. The match he had with Bret Hart was one of my favorite matches for the Intercontinental belt.
should have been world champion.
Should have been, definitely. But to live in that shadow is a lot. So to live in that shadow and still be good at what you do is a lot because you're always under a microscope. And I think with Charlotte, she's always under a microscope. If she doesn't be successful, you're a waste. If you are successful, then it's nepotism.
Hmm.
Which is it? I mean, what can I do to please you?
You're right.
You know?
I don't disagree. I mean, as long as me and you've known each other, you know I've been one of the biggest Charlotte Flair fans out there, and it's like it's crazy because
Yeah, I heard you had her news tattooed on your shoulder.
oh man. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the TLC for the SmackDown tag titles. We got
This is going to steal the show.
we got the Wyatt Six defending against DIY versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix versus Fraxium versus the Street Profits. Who climbs the ladder of success?
Well, I think it's too early for the Wyatt Six to drop the belt. This match is going to steal the show. This is one of those matches that there's no loser in this match. There's going to be some injuries,
Yeah.
but there's no loser. But I think the Wyatt Six. I like the pairing. I would have personally, if I would have paired the Wyatt Six, I would have paired Dexter and what's the name,
Rowan?
Redbeard.
Rowan?
Yeah, that would have been a mean ass tag team.
I mean, you can still do it. I mean, you could do the free for a route if you wanted to. I mean, nothing stops
That
it from
not,
happening.
yeah, but that would have been that would have been mean. Um, but I think the Wyatt retains. This match is going to be similar to how the match that should have been on Mania that was on Friday.
Now,
That the tag team
more names.
because the tag team in SmackDown division is ridiculously hot right now. Salute to the Street Profits. I'm glad the Street Profits got that last title run, and it was a good run for them. Um, I'm liking everything. I'm liking all the teams in it. I think even the surprise team of Ray Phoenix and Andrade. I think they're working good. Um, it's like, man, how can you go wrong with this match? I was tired of Fraction in NXT because they won way too much.
They cost
But
me points.
it at first I was liking them, but they just it got boring after a while. I always I love the Motor City Machine Guns. They did great work in TNA. Um, Chris Sabin, I remember from his X Division days. Alex Shelley, brilliant on the mic. I remember when they were teaching Kevin Nash how to be an X Division wrestler, and Alex Shelley when he used to come out with the camera and shit. Great work. And DIY, man. I love when DIY is together. Champa is great. Gargano is good by himself, but he's not. He's never going to be a world champion. Not believable. But when you put these boys together, They are fire. I mean, the only person Johnny Gargano is bigger than is his wife. I mean, he's small as hell.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So you're going white. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, the only other team I could see potentially winning that is maybe Andrade and Ray Phoenix. I
And,
could
and,
see
and Ray.
pushing them pretty,
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree. I think you need to split those teams and send some to Raw because Raw's tag team division is,
Sucks. It's all Raw Tag Team Division is all villains except for the War Raiders
and they're not even on TV.
and the LWO. And the LW only wins to lose.
True, true. Um, okay, another match we have. I know this is probably going to be the main event of night one. We have Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and maybe Drew McIntyre. As of this recording, Drew McIntyre is stuck in the UK, so
So what
this.
they what they should what they should do is let Drew McIntyre stay in the UK, and then Jelly Roll can hit a choke slam. Randy Orton can hit an RKO, and they can punt Logan Paul, and then they can pour Prime all over him as they count one, two, three.
Oh, a lot of love for Logan Paul. I see.
Actually, I think Logan Paul is very talented, but I also think that it's Jelly Roll. It's a feel good moment. This is more of a feel good match. No one wants to see Jelly. No one wants to see. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Jelly Roll get Claymore again. Uh, but the little kids may not want to see that.
Now, for let's play devil advocate here. Let's say Drew McIntyre is unable to make it back in time. Who would you replace Drew McIntyre with?
There's no one you go. Drew is Drew.
There's two people I can think of:
Who are the two?
Miz and him.
Now I would like now Carmelo would be a good choice. Carmelo will be because he needs that spot. The Miz doesn't really need anything right
No, but it's a good
now.
veteran to have in the ring, though. Another veteran to
He
have
is.
help
He is.
out.
As much as I get tired of the Miz, I have to appreciate his work and his work ethic. Um, he 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 really has put it in. He was the most annoying motherfucker at first, and then but his work ethic. I remember when the Miz came, and he couldn't even sit inside the locker room. Like JBL and them put him out.
Yeah, I remember that. He went up to Undertaker, was like, "Yo, I think I've earned my time in there," and the Undertaker was like, "Yep." And once Taker says it's law, well, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's Law.
Um,
One of my favorite wrestlers.
yes, I agree. Same. Another match we have is the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We have the Man Becky Lynch defending against Laura Valkyria. This match is no
So
disqualification match. Basically, roles are reversed. If Becky wins, Lyra doesn't get an opportunity at the title anymore. Your thoughts?
I'm gonna say this from the bottom of my heart, from my black heart. I am so tired of Live Valkyria. Like she's not impressive. When she was in NXT and she beat Becky Lynch, I wasn't impressed there. I really wasn't. I've never been a fan of her. Seen some all right matches, but the difference of now Becky Lynch has the belt, it feels important. I've really wanted going into WrestleMania, going into SummerSlam, the Becky Lynch Bailey feud for the IC belt, that belt would have been the hottest thing smoked because both of those women would have gave all. And it basically is basically the women fighting to be Grand Slam champions. Well, Becky is a Grand Slam now. I think.
No, because you still got the United States title she has to win.
Oh yeah. So but it's for those women clashing like that, and a rivalry that goes back to NXT. That would have been great storytelling for me. Like I said, I've just never been, her come dancing out with the birds and shit. I walk out the room and use the bathroom and don't come back until that song finish.
Understandable. I mean, everybody likes somebody different, which why wrestling is what it is. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
some people they like they like some things. You're just kind of like, you like this, but
Yeah,
who are you picking for this match? I'm assuming you
I'm
pick
picking Becky.
Becky.
Becky, I don't want to see Valkyria with that belt again. She's not elevating the belt.
That's,
Becky has made this belt feel important.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Speaking of importance, we have another match. We have the new women's world champion Naomi defending her championship against Mommy Rhea. Give me a title match, Ripley and Io Sky.
So let me say on record that Naomi, as much as I like Rhea Ripley, but Naomi has the best ass in this match. Uh, watch
Yes,
that thing jiggle.
yes.
Proceed with caution. Shout out to Jimmy Uso. Big Jim. He don't need a title. He got that.
Oh man, Big Jim. That's a good one.
um, but I believe this. So this is my only. I believe it's going to be Naomi because I believe they're going to sacrifice Naomi to Stephanie Verkeer uh, for the Paris match.
Ooh,
Uh,
oh,
I think this would be a good run for Naomi. I'm glad she cashed in. I love the swerve. The swerve was brilliant because she kept saying Tiffany, 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 and then when she cashed in, it was beautiful.
I am on the fence of believing that was not the original plan. I think when Liv Morgan got hurt, it was like, all right, well, we got to fucking pivot. Let's just
Yeah,
go. Let's just go ahead and put Naomi on there, I don't have any problems with that. I think that's going to be
but I think this is the best character that Naomi's had in a long time.
yeah, yeah, 100.
And here's the thing too. Some of the shit that people are doing now, Naomi has been doing this for over 10 years. The acrobatic shit that people get praised for, she's been doing a split-legged moonsault. I remember they showed her training with Jimmy back in the days, and he was telling her to bring out that athletic part of her. So her to be taken serious, and when she did, she wound up becoming that. I think that was on her first championship run.
Yeah,
Um, So I love that. I love the proceed with. I love the fact that she was riding around in a motorized little suitcase. That shit is hilarious. She right now is the best character. Or SmackDown lost something when they lost her. That whole women's division when they allowed Naomi to go over there because and I get it they had to make the on the fly adjustment for Liv. But when they allowed Naomi to go over there, I would just imagine the shenanigans because this is what I would have thought the cash would have been coming at SummerSlam. Jade wins and Naomi cashes in on her ass,
right.
and and then at Mania we're getting, the big three versus each other.
And that's probably going to end up happening more than likely. But hopefully Bianca gets healthy enough soon to be back.
She's still rehabbing that finger.
Yeah, I think once you get Bianca back on SmackDown, that's going to help the division out a lot.
It is, but to not have a Bianca and to lose a Naomi is crazy because they have those two have been pivotal. They've been a main point of the women's storyline for over the last year and a half.
It's true. Okay. So your final pick is Naomi.
Who you going with?
Naomi. Naomi. I mean, I don't envision her losing right now. I see her.
I'm a big fan of Io Sky.
Me too.
ever since her NXT, because I remember when she got added into the Charlotte Flair Ripley match, and I was like, who the hell is this chick? And I remember watching her a couple of times, but never paying attention to how many victories she was racking up. And then when she entered the match, and I thought she was going to be a footnote, and she wound up winning, and then like she went on a monstrous run in NXT, and it was like literally, I feel like Sheamus, banger after banger after banger
Yeah.
match. I was like, oh my god.
She don't put on many bad matches, if any. You ever watch her match against Penta in Lucha Underground?
I forgot that she was in Lucha Underground.
Yeah, yeah.
Lucha Underground was my shit, by the way.
Was good shit. Speaking of
Yeah.
Lucha, we have the greatest intercontinental champion ever in Dirty Dominic Mysterio as he defends that Intercontinental Championship against the stalker AJ Styles.
So, based on my wrestling logic, Dominic just took a loss on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was all AJ, AJ, AJ. However, why would you? Why would you just give us AJ versus Dominic one time when we can have AJ chase Dominic for this belt for a couple of months? I I'm thinking I'm thinking Dominic. I'm thinking Dominic. That's controversial because I love AJ Styles and I don't really want to see AJ Styles lose. I really don't want to see Dominic win, but he's such a fucking great heel. Like
Well, I mean, he was injured.
people and what happened? He was he hurt his wrist jerking off to Liv Morgan
Look,
pictures.
he had a doctor's note. Okay, it
Or
was a valid and legit doctor's note. Okay, he was being harassed by AJ Styles, and that's why he was.
as he should be, as he should be.
I,
I mean, I think eventually AJ is going to beat him for that belt, but I don't think it's his time yet. I don't think it's his time. I honestly believe,
I could see him being him in Paris.
it's Dirty Dominic SummerSlam.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Although Dirty Dom did show up in AAA.
Oh, you're breaking up. Something with the
Yep. So
connection.
Dirty Dom did show up in AAA. Oh man,
I don't know if you could still hear me or not.
Dom could be a two-time champion. He could be the AAA Mega Champion and then the Continental
Hmm.
Champion. Picture that. Picture that. Oh my goodness. My host has left me. Um, let me get. I mean, as I was saying, I think right now Dom is hot. I think this could be the moment for Dom. I think that Dom. Oh, we're back. We're back.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the hell happened there. I think we're
Can
still.
you
We're
hear
still.
me, sir?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we're still there.
Okay. You know what
Yeah,
it
I
was?
was saying that this could be. We said Dominic Mysterio too many times.
Your Dominic Mysterio hate was throwing off everything. I mean, that's what it was.
Ah, wow. But so here's the thing. I think this is a great moment for Dom. I think Dom as a shit face heel is perfect for him. And I think right now it'd be I'm gonna say stupid, but right now the fun is AJ chasing Dominic. And think about this: how entertaining has it been for the last couple of weeks without even a fucking match?
Highly.
And I think eventually AJ will get the belt. I don't think it's his night on SummerSlam.
Okay. Speaking of SummerSlam, we also have a tag team match. We have the OTC Roman Reigns, who just got his shoes stolen. Sure, he has 1,000 pairs of those. Teaming up with main event Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman the Oracle at ringside.
Um, funny thing, Jay Uso has said that Braun Breaker's spirit is harder than Roman Reigns.
I believe it.
Uh, but any nigga that steals my shoes is personal.
Fair enough.
And just imagine you stole. I think he had on Jordans too. Any nigga that steal your Jordans, the disrespect,
He beat his ass and took his shit.
the disrespect of stealing my
Beat
shoes,
his
my
ass and took his shit.
Jordans. How do you steal my Jordans?
So we're having issues again.
You disrespect,
Having
man.
connection issues.
All right, we gotta wait for Sellers get back, but the disrespect of somebody stealing my Jordans, those are fighting words. You can't even play like that. That's like somebody stealing your favorite action figure. That's like somebody stealing your favorite comic book or your favorite watch. Them fighting words.
So who I'm picking? You're picking the OTC.
I gotta pick that. Yeah, I was gonna go with the other people till I woke up and I see the nigga stealing his shoes. I was like, he stole his shoes. That's personal. That's worse than you going. Not only would I would Superman punch you, I would beat you with a bat. You stole my shoes on national TV. So disrespectful. I love Paul Heyman for it, but so disrespectful. And I'm doing looking fresh too.
That's all he's got on fresh shoes. When he got OTC money, I guess he could do whatever the hell you
Yeah,
know.
you know when you get paid for full time and work part time hours, you can do that.
Yeah. Speaking of part time, we have a CM Punk, winner of the Gauntlet match. He would be facing the Ring General Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
So this is a hard one. This may be the hardest one because, truth be told, CM Punk does not need the title. He's still CM Punk. However, if CM Punk loses, this will be the second title match he's lost in a row. I gotta sway to CM Punk with this one. Um,
Here's a question: do we hear "Burn It Down" if CM Punk wins the title?
that's what I'm thinking. Because normally, when a person is quote unquote hurt, you hear about them what doctor they went to. You see about the surgery. You get updates. They keep saying Seth Rollins' name way too much with no updates.
I see. I I'm on the fence about it because part of me is like it's a legit injury.
Yeah,
Reason why part of me thinks it's a legit injury is because it's like, well, the match with LA Knight ended kind of weird, and then they had all this extra time. Then Goldberg got cut off because they had to end off at 10, and then instead of Roman and Seth, you purposely kept Seth off of SummerSlam to do Roman and Jay when you could have done, if he wasn't hurt, you could have done LA Knight and Jay against Bronson, and Bronson had done Seth versus Roman. So to me, like to purposely not do that match is kind of weird, but it's also wrestling. We've seen shenanigans.
exactly. So the big question is, if Gunther wins, right? Who's next?
Well, you could probably bring back a Dragonoff. Um, you could You can go LA Knight. I mean, you could do Penta if you wanted to. I mean, there's options.
I mean, so you want to see Panther get choked out so all the little kids can go no more.
Well, I mean, like, look, Seattle, Miedo. I mean, just zero fear. Just keep that energy. that's that's all I can say for him. Okay. Next match we have on the docket is Karrion Cross versus Sami Zayn.
So this is the hard thing about this though. Karrion Cross has not signed a new contract allegedly.
Allegedly.
Um, I really want Karrion Cross to win,
I do too.
and my heart tells me, my gut tells me it's going to be Sami Zayn. My heart wants Karrion Cross, so I'm sticking with my heart. I'm gonna go with Karrion Cross because he's great on the mic. The fact that people organically have been chanting him, the fact that this dude is like probably one of the most underutilized dudes since in any federation they put him in. Like he was underutilized in Lucha, he was underutilized in TNA. Like he has that Messiah complex, but he can actually wrestle. NXT is the only place I've seen him utilize good, and then they put him on the main roster, and then they had him look like a male stripper from American Gladiators. Uh,
You look like a executioner, but not in a good way.
Not in a good way. It looked like he was at the Diddy trial.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I kind of feel the same way you do about it. I would like Cross to win. I just don't see that being the thing.
But
Um.
Sammy has put a lot of people over.
Yeah. He has. He has. I don't hate Sammy.
But I also like the story that they tell. Like I can see him and Sammy going for another couple of months with this particular story.
If the creative was behind it.
Yeah. Um. Also, now that may be an interesting matchup. Gunther versus Karrion Cross,
Sure. Sure. I'll be down for that. As long as it's not
or
Sammy or Jay. I'm
or what if Karrion Cross put the world's worst luchador in a straitjacket and became IC champ?
So you're saying Rey Mysterio is somehow going to win the title from the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever and then get choked out by Cross?
You cannot compare Ray's legacy to the mullet.
I said Dominic Mysterio is the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever. There's a
He's, I didn't
millions of
say greatest.
people.
I said the world's worst luchador.
He's also the greatest luchador next to El Grande Americano.
Huh.
Let's not start the hate, sir.
I'm waiting for Dominic Mysterio to take off his mask to see if that mullet's still the same when he takes his mask off.
Speaking of mass, this match might have some blood in it. You have Solo Sikoa defending the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu.
Um, I think I think Fatu's gonna get the belt back. Um, I think Fatu gets the belt back. I I am really am so glad they developed Solo Sokoa. Um, he's been a pleasure to watch and hold down SmackDown, and everything from like as a leader, he's one. I love the Samoan Spike, great finisher. Two, um, I love and keep in mind he's had victories over John Cena, Roman Reigns, a couple of people. So it's don't get it twisted as he's like a bum or something. But I love how he's developed in front of our eyes. I wish they would have held off longer with the Jacob turn because The one man, just imagine this TLC match, right?
Hmm.
And there was a point when the Street Poppers were in the back talking, and Jeff Cobbs, I'm still calling him Jeff Cobbs, uh, and Jacob Fatu looked at the Street Poppers. Just imagine if they would have been added to that TLC match.
That's a lot of talent.
God,
that's a
my God.
that's a hell of a tag team.
If they would have did that, let me just tell you something. Tag teams would have been put on notice.
Hmm.
And I think like solo growth is such an amazing thing. Even when he loses the title, he still has so much to go on. Like he really is like the chief villain of SmackDown. You know,
That's fair. Fair assessment.
I can't wait to get that Survivor Series match where, it's gonna be the Wyatt Six versus Solo's Bloodline.
That'll be unique. I mean, as long as it gets the Wyatts on doing something, I'm totally up for that.
What are your takes on the match?
Um, I, I'm I'm kind of leaning Solo to retain.
It's possible.
Uh, ju- As right now, I'm leaning Solo to retain because I'm like, well, I mean, if you put the title back on Fatu, okay, you could run him and Priest like you were like they looked like they was going to,
Yeah,
and they didn't. And you could run him and Alistair. So I mean,
him and Alistair would be cool.
yeah, I wouldn't mind him having the belt for a little bit longer. Maybe losing in Paris in like a triple threat match or fatal four way.
So here's the question: when do we start talking Jacob Fatu World Heavyweight Champion? Is it too soon?
No,
Are we gonna wait another year?
are you talking about undisputed or world heavyweight?
Undisputed,
I'll give it another year.
or do you want to, or do you switch him to Raw after
You put him on.
SummerSlam?
You put him on Raw. He could be world heavyweight champion like the next night on, and nobody would be like, what? Yeah, I like Jacob Fatu. I think he's great.
Oh,
He's
it's
he has charisma and he can talk on the mic.
he got people saying all gas, no brakes, yada yada. Mean
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's funny.
like clearly this dude, you know, clearly he works out to Newports and alcohol and hip hop music.
Take shots of Hennessy before each rep.
Yeah,
What? No gas, no brakes.
I can
And
see him bench pressing, smoking a cigarette. All gas, no break, all gas.
that's his mantra. And I
And
believe the last match we have is the main event with John
John
Cena.
Cena
Yeah, I
versus
think we
Cody.
covered. Yeah, we covered all the matches, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. I don't think we're missing anything.
Um, and,
Yeah,
and
Street Fight.
hopefully Cody for the win. I, I I've seeing Cena with the belt is like walking in and seeing your grandparents have sex. You know you know it had to happen because your mom and your pop exist, but it's nothing you ever want to see ever again.
So you don't like never seen 17, huh?
First of all, let's be clear about a couple of things. He should have never he that whole 17 is really not Ric Flair's record. Ric Flair actually has held the belt 21 times.
Sure.
That came from Ric Flair. Ric Flair. The Flair.
Sure.
Um, and he said that a long time ago. That he's like it's more 21 than 16 times. Um, I think the heel turn for what it was has been okay, but more people are cheering than booing now. Um, I like the Doctor of Thugonomics. Outside of that era, when John Cena became Superman, it reminded me of Hulk Hogan. So I got tired of him real quick, and I was like, no, no, you
Okay,
know,
let me ask you this question: how would you book the finish of this match if you had to pin him?
um,
How would you book the finish?
John Cena get hit by a truck and Cody Rhodes pins him. Nah, honestly, this to me the smart thing would be to. I know there's gonna be shenanigans. I would book it as a clean finish because of the WWE lately has been overdoing the shenanigans.
Hmm.
Um, I would book since it's gonna be John Cena's last match. He gets a couple. It's gonna take a couple of crossroads. I would book it attitude adjuster. No, no, no. Let me call it FU. That's what it used to be called. That's what the original name is. Cody giving John the FU. Pick him up and then another FU, and then give him three crossroads, and then finally get the pin.
Okay, that's. I think what I would do is have the reverse of WrestleMania 41. Um, Cena has a belt, gets a belt in the ring. He goes to hit Cody. Something happens. Cena's disarmed. Cody, has a belt in his hand. He low blows Cena, hits Cena with the belt, hits him with the crossroads. Cena loses. Seth Rollins comes down, stomps Cody, and Seth Rollins walks out undisputed champion.
Or that's a good one. Or we can have Pusha T come out of nowhere and hit Cena from behind since he was associated with Travis Scott.
Oh Lord, that's all we need is more celebrity.
Hip
That's
hop beef. Hip hop beef.
all we need. But that was our SummerSlam breakdown and your predictions. I want to thank you for joining us. Would you like to plug anything or mention anything or talk about anything wrestling related that's on your mind as we wrap?
um, Definitely, I got some things in the works. Sunday, I'm going to Canada. I'll be
Oh,
back. We're going to Toronto for a day. We're coming back. Um, Gonna be, great pictures, great stuff. Of course, I'll be watching. On my phone on the way home, all of the wrestling. Um, and then I got some stuff that's going to be happening at the bar. We're actually going to be starting up. Me and another hip hop guy. We're actually going to be doing a hip hop conversations. It's going to be actually hip hop conversations, and it's not just hip hop conversations. It's conversations on hip hop, comic books, and wrestling. Um, and so we'll be talking about that. I'm gonna hopefully start shooting that in August. That's gonna be. I'll be probably releasing snippets first before I actually release the whole episodes and stuff like that.
okay.
So just gotta have some fun with it.
Hey, yeah. Look, like I said, like I've told you before. You are a person who constantly is on the move and making things happen, and I could respect that.
Oh yeah, and I'm working with the clothing line Eric Kusa. I had a crazy idea. I want to shoot a swimsuit calendar, so we're working on that too.
Okay, well, look out for that, and everybody want to get on and look at his YouTube at the bar.
And no Charlotte Flair news are allowed in this calendar.
And also make sure he has not seen the Charlotte Flair nude. So if you guys could please run that to his DMs, he would be super appreciative.
And also, Sinless likes cowboy merchandise, even though he has an Eagles hat on. So
And you know
please
what? That is
sing,
all the
sing,
time we have
sing,
for this. Okay,
send all Cowboys related merchandise to Sinless.
do not.
Um, Inbox him Cowboys
Nope.
pictures,
Nope.
Cowboys hats, Cowboys
Why?
rings.
Why?
His actually Cash App is Sinless Cowboy Fan #1 $.
Hashtag cat. Anyway, that was another episode of the Wrestling Therapy. Mr. 151, thank you, sir, for filling the chair. And the chair will be filled again shortly because I have another guest, which is somebody you know very well, your nephew Victor. So that ought to be interesting.
Oh Lord, let me know when he's on so I can turn it off.
Stay safe and stay blessed, everyone.
All right.